I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. I'm here at NYSE West in San Francisco, and joining me today is Andreas Aepli. He is CFO at Climeworks. Andreas, wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Now, I'm eager to talk with you, but before we do that, just a quick note to our viewers. This interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE doesn't recommend any investments or investment strategies. All right, so Andreas, tell me, why is it important to you to save the planet?
Well, I often think about where we live today, and that today there's still time to take action. And we know the consequences, we've experienced the consequences, especially over the last 12 to 24 months of what can happen. And I feel like I don't want to sit in front of my grandkids one day and say, well, I knew about that we had a problem, but it wasn't that important to me. Like, it was more important to me to do other things and have fun and do that and that, when I could apply my skills and my know-how and my experience to something that actually matters. And that's my main reason for doing this.
All right, so talk to me about Climeworks. What's your mission?
Absolutely. So we're the world leader in direct air capture. Direct air capture means, in one sentence, we take carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and we turn it to stone. So we lock it away permanently, cannot be released anymore into the atmosphere. So we have built the world's first plant. We call it Orca. It's in Iceland, in Reykjavik. It's fully powered by renewable energy. And it takes away around 4,000 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And we're now ready to launch this technology and grow really rapidly to the megaton scale, which means million-ton scale per year. And we do this not just by deploying and growing in Europe, but especially now also here in the US.
Okay, so tell me, how are you different from other players in this space?
So what really differentiates us is, if you compare to other solutions to take carbon out of the atmosphere, it's really the permanence. So if we lock it away in stone, it really cannot be released anymore for thousands of years or 10,000s of years. Secondly, it's really measurable. I think a lot of solutions struggle that you can only project how much carbon they remove. We can actually measure. We have a flow meter on a pipe that can measure exactly how many kilograms and how many tons we take out of the atmosphere. And the third one, which I feel like is the most important one, is scalability. So we've already proven that the technology works. It's based on a modular system, so it can be scaled up really quickly. And I think if we want to solve the problem of removing billions of tons from the atmosphere by 2050, we need to scale really fast. And that means we need solutions that can scale already today, not just in the lab, but that are actually proven in the field.
All right, and when you look to the year ahead, what are you most focused on?
The key focus for us now is, we've secured over $650 million in financing last year. And we have over 160 customers, including Microsoft and UBS and many blue chip names, H&M, etc. So there's a lot of the basics to scale are here, but now we need projects. And what the EU has done with the Inflation Reduction Act is really provide the ecosystem and the support to be able to scale much quicker than we could have before. So we're actually now excited to deploy in the US. We're excited to become not just a Swiss, but an American company. And we want to do this fast, create jobs, and get going and really deploy.
All right, and finally, you're attending the Carbon Conference, which is taking place here in San Francisco. Tell me, are there any key takeaways from the conference?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I really love to see is the dynamism and the growth that was evident here at the conference. There were over 120 companies presenting, many of whom I've heard about for the first time, because so many of them were founded over the last 2 to 3 years. That really helps to create that ecosystem of not just companies, suppliers, and importantly also investors. We saw many new investors interested in the space, not just venture capital, but big crossover investors who see that there is now a new asset class emerging. And we're really excited about that and giving these investors the opportunity to deploy capital.
All right. Well, wonderful to talk with you, Andreas. Thanks so much for joining me on Floor Talk.
Fantastic. It's been a pleasure.